out with the fader, with a prowler, and look at that, all the players ready to go out.
Yeah, there you go. You've got to be using that clearing utility. Ruxic slowing things down just a tad, bringing it back a notch with the fragment, but these players will only be held for a moment's notice. Pyro already finding that kill back in towards the site. One more needing to be cleaned out, but they too will hit the deck. And now there's a player advantage for Divinity. Some of these players quite low. Jay able to punch around. Seems as if weapons are on both sides here already. lauress just getting spotted out by the Prowler, and Tian will claim from the jaws of the hungry beast. So player up. They've got space towards mid. This time it's the attacking team which control it. And both of these defenders split on opposite sides of the map. The crunch starting to come through towards the site itself. Utility following up. Jay all the way in the backside. Masic there as well. Not sure if they're aware of this. Is Pyro once again at the double. Do anything else additional. They're going to group up in B main, go for the simple hit. And well, Masic has got to try and defend this with only the headhunter, which stray shots aren't aiming to connect currently.
Oh, but the peak towards CT is not really going to be fruitful at all since, well, 4 of the players are sat up in mid, possibly trying to go for a large flank. But look at Optimist's position. You don't tend to expect this. And all ALLIN has to do is be able to jiggle, but just is expecting it. I take it back. Optimist, I cast a curse to you. But
yeah, just perhaps shows a little bit too much shoulder in that situation. The most important thing that you have to mention about Tian's position is they've cleared out the entirety of mid, gone onto the flank, and now Crossfire is set up, all in getting the kills from it. But actually, just has made this so winnable. Hops on the spike, not too much time, not too much HP either. Yeah, definitely. You've just got to translate that kind of form to the gun round, and lauress will do exactly that. Wins out against the AWP, and actually takes the second engagement onto Pyro as well. The tailwind's still firmly available, and they'll use it for an escape route. Prowler claims some positioning, and it seems as if from the back of this, some more space will be taken. kENZ moving on through. Trademark is down, so lauress will have to challenge.
And then having the confidence to then go back, re-peak, further the man advantage in their favor.
This isn't completely untenable for Divinity currently. lauress, the player who will be drawn in by an engagement taken on Jay backside. It's one they can't win. You need to be finding that player. It could be round defining if done so, but Optimist will finally chime in with a kill. Looking for the second one on the low HP lauress. Still what you said about with that Omen ult as well. The ults which are currently at the disposal of Divinity are huge, and one of them will be the null command. Firmly held in the hands of Pyro, who's able to drop the only anchor to the site, all in, dropping through the smoke. lauress finding another one as well. On an absolute tear, he's looking to inspire some kind of a resurgence here. And as the door is closed, Pyro finds himself on the opposite side. Now a great chance for them to come back through. And look at the ultimates invested, the Killjoy lockdown also in place. Will hold them back for a moment, but once it expires, they do have the players to re-challenge this Parla.
Yeah, it's definitely a 4v3, but the utility online is not really much as the KO and the Faye, but the KO is down for count as well. But Laurie is getting the trade back onto the Jet, and then Jersey onto more with the hold on Pizza.
Oh, narrow shot, but it connects to 2 players. They're both so low, and lauress will only be too happy to claim at least a couple of them. kENZ stuck in this position, and here comes the late push. A lovely mid-round call here from the defender's side to pinch them on in. kENZ will try and fight their way out, kicking and screaming, but the death is inevitable. Spike well out of the hands of Optimist, and you'd have to be exactly that if you fancy yourself in this round. Not much utility left either. Angles being held, and time all the while ticking ever lower towards a round defeat.
To be able to isolate the one, we have 3 players now pushing up mid.
Oh, look at this. Oh, that's so good. A nice little call by the players to swap around the positions. 2 players go in main as a chamber. Rendezvous out, and the sound cue, it's going to bait in Divinity to try and challenge it. ALLIN falls for it, hook, line, and sinker. And those players remain in place, steadfast to take him out. Lovely mid-round adjustment.
And the fact that we have no smokes available either, this deep cross coming in from Jlerst is lovely.
The jump spot from Ruxic on the angle as well will get shut down, suppressed by the...
Not do anything too reckless.
All
I
in
say
through the
that.
smoke with the Bucky. How many times do you see a player that decides to challenge mid with that weapon? I mean, I have to say, Omen and a shotgun go together like strawberries and cream. It's perfect, right? You're able to close down the angles, bring yourself closer to your opponent with a shrouded step, use those dark covers for yourself, the paranoia as well, restricting the view, the sight lines, but very nicely worked. Like you said, the first round as well, which Divinity find themselves trailing in this match. And perhaps with their backs against the wall, there's something more that can be found from them, but instead it's an instant response. As soon as they move through, the Parla players are here, and it's an execution. There are players lining up to greet them.
Smokes in market, but Ali's going to push out or take the pick in, but ALLIN is going to be holding down at backside onto JJ, clearing it for the rest of his team.
Nicely done from ALLIN to make that space towards backside. Now comes the null command, and an opportunity for Parla to snatch another round back, and it looks like they'll be taking it with both hands, gripping it firmly. Pyro, still one of those players who's had a good performance thus far, but it'll need to be huge on this defensive half. We expected them to be winning out most of their rounds from this position, you know, on their pick. And you've got to be joking me. I think that Odin is somewhat reflective of how this game pans out. When a team is feeling comfortable, they bring out the fun guns. And here it is, finding all the success that you would hope from it. Surely not another.
Hopefully not another for the sake of the Odin players, but there we go, a pick onto Optimist, but they have managed to claim a little bit of space. Well, where they are going to be second on, we have the split as well.
Yeah, the most important part is that the 0 point hasn't hit them though, so there is a little bit of stall which can make that retake happen just a tad faster. Spike going down, I want to see what these positions look like from Parla, how they're going to try and set up. Seems fairly heavy towards the site itself. Pyro may just be looking for a flank towards short in the late round, but you've got to buy time for your team if that is to draw any value. Utility coming through and lauress finds the first. That is big. ALLIN able to trade a kill out and immediately find it. And here they come. Finally, the Divinity forces getting up and running, but still it doesn't seem to be enough. Pyro, once again, the plant not happening, unfortunately. Still some damage dealt, and Tian has taken confidence from their display in the previous fight. You know that players will still be lingering in this position, and speaking of the knowledge now gained, Parla know they've got 2 kills towards A. That's going to be a third, and the green light for them to march on through. kENZ on the opposite side of glass will have to break it. That's their position given away. The Prowler confirming nobody's in short, but still space that needs to be reclaimed. And a man down coming into the retake.
Yeah, and it begs the question, are they going to try for this retake? This was the buy round. You've gone through your ecos, but Optimist a kill blinded and kENZ a kill through short. It's a 1v1 now. Fade versus Fade.
And Jay wants to try and win it out. Deny the retake for the 3rd round in the row. Divinity needs something on the board to inspire this comeback.
kENZ and Tian for 2 kills.
Such a close round, right? lauress not given anything to do there. Nice use of the 0 point to deny. It's still bits and pieces that Divinity are working with on this side, and you can see that reflected in the Bladestorm of their own and the Bulldog, which can't connect. lauress wins out that duel, the battle of the skies, and they go one step further to take kENZ with them. An 11th now, looking all but inevitable for Parla, writing on the wall. And yeah, that was the round I think that you had to convert if Divinity were to have a chance at coming back on their opponent's pick.
Yeah, definitely. You talk about like a 8-4 half or a 9-3 half, and it's the pistol that's very important.
Right on this map, 70%. Like, this is now the 18th time that they'll have played it, and it would be their 13th win if they do so. Into the smoke flies lauress. Good for a kill before they fall. Both of these teams only have one change in agents' preferences in the way that they set up. I don't know if we would put that down to being, you know, the main difference in quality that we've seen so far, because Parla are just winning out. On the previous round, it was Divinity that look to create something divine with those investments, but it's left them a little short-handed on this occasion. The mid push not bearing any fruits, and it leaves kENZ in a 1 versus 5. What have you got, son? Let's have a look.
It isn't looking too, well, comfortable, but the first pick they're going in the Ravens' favour, but the Nightfall available. lauress is just going to push it.